Hey guys! One Piece is filled with emotional deaths that brings tears to our eyes. So today I bring to you a list on 10 most emotional deaths in One Piece. Queen Otohime and Shimotsuki Yasui. Queen Otohime was a goldfish mermaid, the queen of the Ryugu kingdom, the wife of King Neptune and the mother of Shirahoshi. 8 years before the start of the series, she was assassinated by Hody Jones. All she wanted was to coexist with humans, but racial hatred saw to her death. Otohime continued to have an immense influence over Ryugu kingdom and her family even after her death. Shirahoshi and later Fukaboshi as well as the citizens of Fishman Island uphold her beliefs to not bear hatred and being forgiving towards others, even putting aside their history of discrimination by humans. Shimotsuki Yasui was a taikomochi who lived in Ebisu town near the capital of Wano country. He was the father of Toko. Back when the Kazuki family ruled over Wano country, Yasui served as the daimyo of Hakumai. 20 years after Kurozumi Orochi's takeover of Wano, Yasui sacrificed himself in an effort to mislead the shogun's forces and enable Kazuki Momonosuke's revolution to continue. With his last breath, he declared to die not as a daimyo of the Kazuki family but as a fun-loving jester of Ebisu town. Bell-mère. Bell-mère was Nami and Najiko's adoptive mother, seen in a flashback during the Arlong Park arc. That same day Arlong invaded the island and found her home. Bell-mère tried to fend them off but was quickly subdued. When asked for the fee needed to stay alive, it turned out all the money Bell-mère had would either save herself or her 2 daughters. Things likely would have been okay if she had followed Genzo's advice and paid for herself, as Arlong was unaware of their existence. However, Bell-mère declared the money was for her daughters, as she would rather die than not call herself a mother. To that end, Arlong shot her right in front of the eyes of her 2 adopted daughters, but not before Bell-mère apologized to Nami for not being richer, and not being able to buy the girls whatever they wanted, but the 2 insisted that it was not the case and urged her to stay alive. Before she died, she told the girls, "I love you." Nico Olivia and Jaguar D. Saul. Nico Olivia was Nico Robin's mother and an archaeologist 22 years ago. She was well aware of the world government's hostility against Ohara, and was conscious of the fact that searching for the poneglyphs would be dangerous. Despite that, she set sail, wanting to let the world know the true history and the events that occurred during the Void Century, and endured the imprisonment without confessing, proving herself as a brave and determined woman. She was also very attached to her daughter, Robin, and the decision to leave hurt her very much. However, she did not lose hope and was willing to remain behind during the fire in the Tree of Knowledge in order to save the books, while sending Robin away with Saul, in order to give her daughter a chance to live to the fullest and to discover the true history and hand it down to others. Jaguar D. Saul was a giant and a former vice admiral who first appeared as a castaway on the island of Ohara. He was introduced in Nico Robin's flashback during the Enies Lobby arc, and by then he had already defected from the Marines. He was one of the 3 people who influenced Nico Robin. Saul was the first person to have befriended Robin, besides Ohara's archaeologists, after she found him washed up on Ohara's shore. One day, he taught and encouraged Robin to laugh whenever she was sad, even if it hurt. Seconds before his death, Saul told Robin that she would find friends that will protect her and live with her someday. As Robin left the island, she mourns for his death, along with the destruction of her home and the death of her mother. Pedro. Pedro of the Treetops was a jaguar mink and captain of the Guardians. He accompanied the Sanji retrieval team in their quest to rescue Vinsmoke Sanji. Believing that the Straw Hats are the people who would lead the world to a new dawn, Pedro was willing to sacrifice his own life for them. During the escape from Whole Cake Island, he attempted to take down Perospero with a suicidal explosion in order to ensure the Straw Hats' escape. Though Perospero survived the explosion, Pedro's actions freed his friends and the Sunny, allowing them to escape. The team then grieved over Pedro's presumed death afterwards. Wanting to honor Pedro's self-sacrifice, Peckham's betrayed the Big Mom pirates in his attempt to help Luffy escape Cacao Island after his victory against Katakuri inside the Miro world. After the Straw Hats escaped Toto Land, Sanji learned of his sacrifice and, recalling the time he first met him, mourned his death while silently blaming himself over his death. Dr. Hiluluk. Dr. Hiluluk was a quack doctor from Drum Island, as well as Tony Chopper's father figure. Hiluluk loved Chopper and even ate a poisonous mushroom to encourage Chopper to become a doctor. That showed how strong Hiluluk's love was, as he took the deadly dish despite his life's work not yet proven to be completed. Chopper was devastated by his death and decided to become the best doctor he could through the teachings of Kureha. Despite the superior skills of Kureha and other doctors, Chopper would forever memorialize Hiluluk as the greatest doctor in the world. Donquixote Rosinante is known as Corazon. Donquixote Rosinante was formerly a world noble of the Don Quixote family descent, as the second son of Don Quixote Homing and the younger brother of Don Quixote Doflamingo. After his family lost their status as celestial dragons and became pariahs, Rosinante became an elite officer of the Don Quixote pirates, serving under Doflamingo under the codename Corazon. The truth, however, was that he was a marine commander, working undercover in order to stop Doflamingo. He was found out by the former Corazon, Virgo, and was executed by Doflamingo 13 years ago. Corazon was the only one who truly cared about law at that time, and law was so saddened at Corazon's death that he swore revenge against Doflamingo. It is Corazon that makes law becomes who he is nowadays. Edward Newgate is known as Whitebeard. Whitebeard was the captain of the Whitebeard pirates and was known as the strongest man in the world, and the man closest to One Piece after Gold D. Roger's death. Whitebeard died in the Battle of the Marineford. He sustained 267 sword wounds, 152 gunshot wounds, and 46 wounds from cannonballs, and got half of his head blasted off, resulting in 465 injuries in total. In addition, Whitebeard was on the receiving end of one of Kizaru's laser beams and two of Akainu's magma blasts. Whitebeard also received a brutal assault from the Blackbeard pirates. However, even after taking so much damage in his already weakened state, he died standing, an impressive feat when compared to other characters. Even Teach was shocked by Whitebeard's tenacity. Portgas d'Ace. Portgas d'Ace was the adopted older brother of Luffy and Sabo, and son of the late pirate king, Gold D. Roger, and his lover, Portgas d Rouge. Hunted by the world government for his lineage, Ace was captured and sentenced to death, which resulted in the Battle of Marineford in an all-out clash of powers. Ace was freed, but he sacrificed his life to protect his younger brother from Akainu. His death ultimately proved to be the catalyst leading to Luffy to train for 2 years to become strong enough to protect his friends, paving the way for the second half of the series. Kazuki Odin. Kazuki Odin was the daimyo of Kuri in Wano country. For 5 years of his life, Odin set out to sea and became a pirate, serving as the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard pirates and later becoming a member of the Roger pirates. After finding Joy Boy's treasure on Laugh Tale, Odin journeyed home and made it his goal to open Wano's borders to the world by finally taking his father's place as shogun. However, he met opposition from his usurper Kurozumi Orochi and pirate Kaido. Orochi threatened to deliver hundreds of kidnapped citizens to Kaido as a tribute, giving Odin an ultimatum provided that he humiliated himself in front of everyone every week to spare 100 lives with each dance as per his reparations to the Kurozumi family. With little choice, Odin started to follow Orochi's terms. Not knowing the truth, the citizens were shocked and disappointed, and their opinion of Odin started to degrade. Kaido heavily respected Odin's strength, and so used trickery and deception to overcome him, first by having him follow a deal with Orochi that would not be honored, then striking him from behind during their battle while he was distracted. Odin and the scabbards were then imprisoned in the Flower Capital and sentenced to be boiled to death in the public square of the capital. During Odin's execution, the citizens initially mocked him until Shinobu revealed the reason for Odin's actions during the past 5 years. Afterwards, the citizens became remorseful for treating Odin poorly and cheered for Odin to survive. The spectators grieved when Odin ultimately died. Odin died a legendary death, and you can see just how hard this hit the scabbards in particular. To them, he was more than just a leader, he was like a father figure who protected them to the bitter end, much like Whitebeard. The symbolic imagery of carrying all his retainers while being boiled alive is one of the saddest ones in the whole series. Going Merry. The Going Merry was the first ship of the Straw Hat Pirates that they used as their main mode of transportation through the East Blue all the way to Water 7. Over time, the ship came to be loved by the crew as a home and as a friend, so much so that she literally took on a life of her own and became just as much a part of the crew as any of them. Unfortunately, the Going Merry took an inordinate amount of damage during her lifetime, being blown up, impaled, sliced up multiple times, and partially eaten by Wapol. Eventually, the Going Merry could no longer continue, and after helping the Straw Hats escape Eni's lobby, it received a Viking funeral.